A young boy in Stratford had the biggest dream. He watched plays and felt fire burning inside him. His name was William Shakespeare, born in 1564. His father made gloves, and life was simple but hard. Young William loved words more than anything in this world. He read every book he could find near his home. The stars seemed to whisper stories directly into his ears. He believed that someday his voice would reach the world. Nobody told him he was special or chosen for greatness. He married young and had 3 beautiful children at home. Life became difficult, and money was always very hard. But Shakespeare never stopped dreaming about the stages of London. One day he packed his bags and left Stratford quietly. He walked toward London with nothing but hope in heart. The city was loud, crowded, dirty, and full of life. He had no connections, no money, and no famous name. He started working in a theater, cleaning floors every day. Slowly, people noticed his sharp mind and his golden words. He began writing plays that made audiences laugh and cry. Romeo and Juliet showed the world the power of love. Hamlet asked questions that every human heart has always felt. Macbeth showed how ambition can destroy even the strongest man. His words were not just lines, but windows into souls. People from all walks of life came to watch him. The Queen herself enjoyed the magic he created on stage. Shakespeare had turned his simple dream into something truly immortal. He never gave up, even when life felt very heavy. He wrote 37 plays and over 150 sonnets. Every single word came from his heart and his pain. He understood people deeply because he had suffered himself too. His stories were about love, power, jealousy, and human weakness. He did not write for kings, but for every person: farmers, servants, nobles, and scholars. All loved his powerful words. He proved that your background can never limit your real gift. A glovemaker's son became the greatest writer of all time. The world still reads his words more than 4 centuries later. So never let your small beginning define your final story. Shakespeare had no guarantee that London would ever accept him. He only had belief, hard work, and a burning passion. Every rejection made him write with even stronger determination inside. Your dream may seem too big for your current situation, but every great story starts with one single brave step. Keep writing, keep speaking, keep moving forward without looking back. The world is waiting for the gift that only you carry. Your destiny is not written by others, but by you. William Shakespeare was born into a very ordinary family. His father, John Shakespeare, was a simple glovemaker. They lived in Stratford-upon-Avon, a small and quiet town. There were no famous writers or artists in his family. Nobody in his neighborhood was dreaming of becoming truly great. The world around him was ordinary, simple, and very limited. Young William had no rich mentor guiding his every step. He had no powerful connections waiting to open doors. Yet something deep inside him refused to stay ordinary forever. Many people in Stratford never even left their small town. They were born there, lived there, and died there quietly. But Shakespeare looked at the sky and imagined something bigger. He did not accept that his background was his boundary. He believed that a dream planted in the heart matters. Your zip code does not determine your final destination ever. Your family's profession does not define what you can become. Shakespeare proved this truth before the whole watching world loudly. A glovemaker's son had the heart of a giant. When he arrived in London, nobody welcomed him with open arms. The city was full of talented, educated, and well-connected people. Many writers came from universities and wealthy, prestigious English families. Shakespeare had none of those advantages working in his favor. He was an outsider in every single possible way imaginable. People looked down on him because of his simple roots. They questioned whether someone like him belonged in their world. But Shakespeare never let their opinions become his personal truth. He kept writing because his gift was bigger than their judgment. His background actually made his writing deeper and more powerful. He understood the common man because he was one himself. He knew hunger, struggle, hardship, and the weight of life. Those experiences gave his characters a raw and honest voice. Hamlet's pain felt real because Shakespeare had felt real pain. Juliet's love felt pure because Shakespeare understood human emotion deeply. No university degree could have taught him what life taught. His so-called weakness became the greatest strength in his writing. Suffering had quietly prepared him for his extraordinary, inevitable purpose. Think about the people in your own life right now. How many have told you that you are not enough? How many have pointed at your background with cruel judgment? How many times have you believed their limiting words yourself? Shakespeare never had a single person handing him easy success. He built everything from scratch with his two bare hands. Every great thing he created started from absolute zero, daily. He did not wait for permission from the world outside. He gave himself permission and then worked harder than everyone. Your background is not a prison unless you treat it so. Every great human story started from some kind of struggle. The roughest stones are always polished into the brightest diamonds. Shakespeare's poverty was not his weakness, but his hidden teacher. The world does not crown people based on where they started. The world crowns people based on what they refuse to quit. Your family name does not write your legacy for you. Your daily choices and your burning passion write it instead. Background is just the starting line, never the finishing line. One decision can completely change the entire direction of your life. Shakespeare made that decision on one quiet, ordinary morning. He looked at Stratford and knew he needed something more. The familiar streets no longer felt like home to him. His heart was pulling him toward London with great force. He had a wife, 3 children, and real responsibilities at home. Leaving was not easy, romantic, or free of heavy cost. But staying felt like slowly dying inside every single day. So he chose the harder path and started walking forward. He had no job waiting for him in London City. He had no friend promising him a warm, safe place. He carried no letters of recommendation from powerful, important people. He only carried his dream wrapped tightly inside his chest. Most people would have called that kind of move foolish. Most people would have waited for a perfect, safe moment. But Shakespeare understood something that most people never truly learn. The perfect moment never arrives on its own without your push. You have to create your moment by taking the first step. Fear was absolutely present when Shakespeare left his hometown behind. Do not ever imagine that brave people feel no fear inside. Courage is not the absence of fear in your heart. Courage is moving forward, even when fear is screaming loudly. Shakespeare's hands may have trembled as he walked that road. His mind may have questioned every single choice he was making. But his feet kept moving forward one step at a time. That forward motion was the real magic behind his entire story. Action has a power that thinking alone can never produce. So many dreamers, Stay says, talk because they keep waiting endlessly. They wait for more money before they take any step. They wait for more time before they begin their journey. They wait for more confidence before they make their first move. But confidence does not come before action in real life. Confidence always grows after you have already taken the brave step. Shakespeare did not feel ready when he left Stratford behind. He felt scared, uncertain, and deeply unsure about his own future. But he moved anyway, and that movement changed everything forever. The moment he arrived in London, something shifted inside him. The city was overwhelming, loud, and brutally competitive every single day. He started from the very bottom of the theater world. He cleaned, he watched, he listened, and he kept writing quietly. Every single day in London taught him something new and valuable. He was not waiting for a big break to fall down. He was building his break one small, brave action daily. The first step had already set everything else beautifully in motion. Nothing great ever begins without that one courageous initial move. Think about the dream that is living inside you right now. Think about the step you have been delaying for too long. Think about the excuse you keep repeating to yourself daily. Shakespeare could have used every excuse available to any man. He had a family, responsibilities, poverty, and zero guarantee ahead. But he chose movement over comfort and action over endless waiting. Every single legend in human history made one brave choice first. That choice was always to begin before feeling completely ready inside. The first step is never perfect, but it is always necessary. Shakespeare arrived in London with nothing but raw, burning hope. The city did not stop and celebrate his brave arrival. Nobody threw open doors and welcomed him with warm arms. He was just another young man chasing an impossible dream. The theater world was crowded, competitive, and brutally harsh every day. Experienced writers looked at him and saw an ordinary outsider. Directors had no reason to trust him with important work. He had no reputation, no connections, and no proven record. So he started from the very bottom without any complaint. He swept floors, ran errands, and watched everything around him carefully. Every single day felt like a test of his real commitment. The work was humbling for a man with such giant dreams. But Shakespeare never treated small work as beneath his dignity. He understood that every floor he swept was teaching him something. He was studying the theater from the inside with sharp eyes. He watched how actors moved, spoke, and commanded the audience. He listened to how successful writers structured their powerful dramatic stories. Struggle was quietly becoming his most patient and powerful private teacher. There were days when London felt completely cold and deeply cruel. There were nights when hunger was more real than any dream. There were moments when going back to Stratford seemed very wise. His family was far away, and his pockets were always empty. The city had no sympathy for dreamers who were still unknown. Other writers mocked his simple background and his country accent loudly. Critics questioned whether he truly belonged in the literary world at all. Every single obstacle was designed to make him quit and disappear. But Shakespeare used every obstacle as fuel for his burning fire. Persistence is not a loud and dramatic act of great heroism. Persistence is waking up and choosing to continue when everything hurts. It is writing one more line when your eyes are tired. It is believing in yourself when nobody else around you does. Shakespeare did not write Romeo and Juliet in one easy night. He did not create Hamlet during one comfortable and inspired afternoon. Every masterpiece came from hundreds of days of quiet, stubborn effort. Every brilliant line was built on top of many failed attempts. Greatness is always the result of refusing to quit on yourself. Shakespeare faced rejection from theater owners more than just one time. His early plays were not always received with great enthusiasm outside. Some performances were poorly attended and harshly criticized by important people. The public did not immediately crown him as their favorite writer. He had to keep improving, keep rewriting, and keep showing up daily. He never allowed one bad review to silence his creative voice. He never allowed one empty theater to kill his giant purpose. He kept writing because stopping felt far more painful than continuing. Persistence always outlasts every storm that tries to break you down. Look at every great person who ever achieved something truly remarkable. Behind their success is always a hidden story of painful persistence. You only see their glory but never their countless silent struggles. You see Shakespeare's 37 plays, but not his lonely nights. You see his fame, but not the years of quiet suffering. You see his legacy, but not the tears behind each page. Every person who ever built something great refused to stop trying. They fell, they rose, they stumbled, and they kept moving forward. Persistence is not talent, but it always outlasts talent completely. Shakespeare did not write to become rich or widely famous. He wrote because something inside him absolutely demanded to speak. Every word he put on paper came from his deepest soul. He was not performing for critics or chasing empty applause. He was pouring his genuine human experience into every single line. His joy, his pain, his confusion, and his love lived there. Every character he created was a piece of his own heart. He gave his truth to the world without holding anything back. That kind of honesty is exactly what makes words live forever. Think about why certain words stay with you for so long. Think about why Shakespeare's lines still feel fresh and deeply alive. It is because those words were never written from a shallow place. They came from a man who truly felt everything he wrote. When he wrote about jealousy in Othello, he understood jealousy. When he wrote about ambition in Macbeth, he understood ambition deeply. When he wrote about grief in Hamlet, he understood real grief. He was not imagining human emotion from a safe, comfortable distance. He was writing from inside the fire of human experience itself. Your words also carry a power that you may underestimate daily. Every time you speak your truth, something important happens around you. People feel seen when your words reflect their own hidden experience. People feel less alone when your honesty touches their quiet pain. Shakespeare made millions of people feel understood across 400 years. He did that not with perfect grammar or impressive vocabulary alone. He did it with raw, honest, courageous, and deeply human truth. The words that change the world are always the honest ones. Shallow words entertain for a moment, but honest words last forever. Many people are afraid to speak what they truly feel inside. They worry about judgment, rejection, and the opinions of others constantly. They polish their words until all the real feeling disappears completely. But Shakespeare never sanitized his truth to make others comfortable around him. He wrote villains who were disturbingly real and deeply understandable. He wrote heroes who were beautifully flawed and painfully human, always. He refused to give the world pretty lies wrapped in fancy language. He gave the world ugly, complicated, and breathtakingly honest human stories. That courage to be real is Warna had separated him from everyone. His words crossed every possible boundary that the world had built. Kings and servants both wept at the same powerful stories. Educated scholars and simple farmers both laughed at the same jokes. His language jumped over the walls of class, culture, and time. 400 years later, students in Tokyo are reading his plays. 400 years later, actors in Lagos are performing his words. 400 years later, lovers everywhere are quoting his beautiful sonnets. No marketing campaign, no algorithm, and no promotion made that happen. Only the timeless power of genuine and deeply felt human truth. You also carry stories inside you that the world genuinely needs. Your experience, your pain, and your joy are completely unique to you. Nobody else has lived exactly the life that you have lived. Nobody else can tell your story the way that you can. Shakespeare did not wait until he was perfect before he wrote. He wrote from where he was with what he already had. Every word you speak from your honest heart becomes a seed. That seed carries the power to grow in someone else's life. What you create from genuine passion and truth never truly disappears.